everyone, this is Anam. Welcome to my YouTube channel. In this video, I'll be discussing the summary of the 100 Dresses Part 2 from the book First Flight of Class 10. In the previous video, I had discussed the summary of lesson number 5, the 100 Dresses Part 1. The story is about a young schoolgirl, Wanda Petron. She is a Polish immigrant in America. Her family moved from Poland to America. She has to face a lot of bullying in her school just because she has a different name. She is different than her classmates in several ways, so everyone laughs at her. She has no friends, everyone mocks her. In the end of the story, in lesson number 5, we came to know that the contest, the drawing and coloring contest which was organized, who was the winner? Wanda was the winner of that competition. When the class teacher, Miss Mason, announced the result, Wanda wasn't there because she was absent for 2-3 days. But obviously nobody noticed her absence because, like I said, she had no friends. So in this lesson, let us continue with the story. Everyone was watching the beautiful drawings made by Wanda, which was displayed in room number 13, which was their classroom. As the class was going round the room and watching the 100 dresses, Miss Mason, the class teacher of room 13, received a letter from the principal's office. The letter was written by Petron, Wanda's father. Miss Mason read the letter several times and was quiet for a while. Now, when she read the letter, she couldn't believe what she read. So she read it a couple of times and then she didn't speak anything for some time. She was just quiet. She was in the state of a shock. What was written in the letter? Then she clapped her hands to draw the attention of the class and waited for everyone to be quiet. She then announced that she had received a letter from Wanda's father and read it aloud to the class. In his letter, Wanda's father had expressed his displeasure and annoyance at the bullying faced by his daughter in the school. He also informed that Wanda and Jake was Wanda's brother. So he also informed that Wanda and Jake have quit the school and their family would move to a big city where there are enough immigrants who are not looked down upon by the other Americans. They would move to a city where people have broad mindsets, where they will not, where his children will not have to face any bullying just because they are different from others, just because their name and surname is different from others. The moment Miss Mason finished reading the letter, the entire class was hushed to deep silence. The entire class felt guilty for having bullied Wanda and having compelled her to quit the school as well as the town. After reading the letter, Miss Mason was also very unhappy and upset. She was also a bit angry with the class, but she managed to hide her feelings and took this opportunity to make the students realize their mistake. She told the students that she believed that no student in room 13 had knowingly hurt someone's feelings by teasing or bullying for having a long and unfamiliar name. She told the class that she believed that whatever had been said or done, it was done in thoughtlessness. It was an act of immaturity and such kind of behavior would never be repeated again. Moreover, she wanted all the students to reflect over the whole issue. She wanted each one of them to think over the whole issue so that they would realize it is both unfortunate and sad that such a thing had happened in their school. The entire class was affected by the letter. Everyone was sad. Everyone was feeling guilty. Most of all, Peggy and Maddy. Why? Because Peggy was the one who had started this silly game of teasing Wanda. She was the one who started asking Wanda, how many dresses do you have? How many pairs of shoes do you have? So she was feeling guilty. And why Maddy was feeling guilty? Because she had remained quiet. She had remained a quiet spectator. She had never tried to stop Peggy. She never tried to stop the other girls who were making fun of Wanda. Maddy was greatly affected. She had a sick feeling in her stomach. She couldn't even concentrate on her lessons. She was constantly thinking about Wanda. Actually, she had never liked Peggy teasing Wanda about her 100 dresses, but she had chosen to be a silent spectator to all this ill treatment of a poor girl. Why did she remain a silent spectator? Because she considered, she thought that if she would confront Peggy, then Peggy would get angry at her and she would break her friendship. So she considered herself a coward. Maddy considered herself a coward who failed to speak up against the wrongdoing just for the fear of losing her friend. She felt that she should have supported and defended Wanda against the bullying. She believed that she was as much a culprit as Peggy. Because obviously Peggy was the one who used to tease Wanda, but at the same time, Maddy didn't do anything about it. She just stood there quietly and she watched everything happening. She never took a stand for Wanda. So that's why she was feeling that she was also a culprit. Deeply hurt and upset, she decided to make amends. She decided to go to Boggin Heights to apologize to Wanda. Boggin Heights was the locality where Wanda lived. So she decided to live to Boggin Heights to apologize to her and request her not to go away, not to leave the town. She would also tell Wanda that she had won the contest and all her designs were really, really beautiful. So she decided to do this irrespective of what Peggy thought. So by this time, Maddy didn't know that Peggy was also feeling guilty. So she decided that even if Peggy didn't approve of it, she would still go to Wanda's house and she would apologize. Now, she wasn't afraid of anything. She wasn't afraid of losing her friendship with Peggy. Peggy was equally sad and upset. She was just trying to hide her guilt. After school hours in the afternoon, Peggy suggested to Maddy to help her find whether Wanda was still there. Now, this shows that Peggy had realized her mistake. She was also feeling guilty and she wanted to apologize to Wanda and she wanted to stop her from going away, from leaving the school, leaving the town. The two girls hurried up and went to Boggin Heights. Peggy was trying to tell herself constantly. She was trying to convince herself just because she was guilty. So she was trying to convince herself that she had never bullied Wanda for having a different name and for belonging to a different nation. She was doing all that just to make herself feel better as she was feeling miserable. She was feeling guilty. Both the girls wished that Wanda was still there. They wanted to apologize to her and stop her from leaving the town. They were now even ready to fight any student who would try to tease Wanda. With these thoughts, the girls reached a little white house and guessed that it was Wanda's house. However, no one was there in the house. The Petronskis had left already. The two girls felt sorry that now they won't be able to apologize for their mistake. They would never be able to make amends. Disappointed, they returned home. Peggy was feeling very bad about herself and her behavior. She felt sorry for not being able to apologize, but she consoled herself with the thought that Wanda couldn't get such amazing ideas for her drawing. Probably, she believed herself. She was trying to convince herself that Wanda could get such good ideas, such amazing ideas for her drawings, probably due to her bullying. Wanda might not have won the contest. She might not have drawn such beautiful drawings if she had not mocked her. So these were the excuses which Peggy was giving herself just to, feel a little better. Maddy spent a troubled and sleepless night. She couldn't stop thinking about Wanda. She only thought about her faded dress, her little house, and her 100 dresses lined up in the classroom. So again and again, she was thinking about Wanda. She firmly decided that in future she would never remain a silent spectator to such teasing incidents. She decided that she would never repeat this mistake again. If anyone teased a person, she would definitely raise her voice against it, and she would even challenge her best friend Peggy. She wouldn't fear losing her friendship. Since Wanda had left the school and the girls couldn't apologize, so they decided to write a letter of apology. They spent one Saturday afternoon writing a letter to Wanda. Although they wanted to write a letter of apology, but it turned out to be a friendly letter in which they informed Wanda that she had won the contest and everyone admired her beautiful designs. They sent obviously they didn't know her new address, so they sent the letter to her old address to Bogan Heights, and they marked it please forward on the envelope. So on the envelope they wrote please forward, so that the postman would forward it to their new address. Many days passed, but they didn't get any reply from Wanda and concluded that perhaps Wanda was annoyed with them. But they knew that they couldn't blame her. They had misbehaved. They had misbehaved with her, so they were not expecting her forgiveness so quickly. Anyone in Wanda's place would have done the same. Peggy had started to forget about the whole business, but Maddy, for being sensitive, still used to think about Wanda at nights before going to sleep. She was also filled with this deep sense of guilt. She couldn't forget Wanda. On the last day of school, before the Christmas holidays, their teacher informed the class that she had received a letter from Wanda and felt glad that now she would be able to send Wanda her medal, the medal which she had won in the drawing and coloring competition. In her letter, Wanda requested the teacher to tell the girls to keep those 100 dresses, as she had made another 100 dresses in her new house. So all the 100 drawings of beautiful dresses which Wanda had made, she requested the teacher to give away all those drawings to the girls in her class. She further asked the teacher to present the green dress designed by her, the beautiful green dress, for the competition. She requested the teacher to give that green dress to Peggy and to give the blue dress to Maddy. Obviously, the drawing of green and blue dresses, she requested the teacher to give to Peggy and Maddy. Peggy and Maddy carried the drawings back home carefully. Both the girls were thinking about Wanda. Peggy concluded that Wanda really liked them and she had received their letter. However, Maddy felt bad that she would never be able to meet Wanda again. But then something strange happened. On reaching home, Maddy looked carefully at the drawing and appreciated the bright colors of the blue dress in her drawing. But suddenly, she observed that the face on the dress looked just like hers. The face on the blue dress in the drawing resembled Maddy. She ran to Peggy's house excitedly and had a look at her drawing. It too had a face that resembled Peggy's face. So both the girls reached the conclusion that Wanda really liked them. Right? That was the reason that perhaps Wanda had sent the most beautiful drawings for these girls. Anyways, every time Maddy would think about Wanda and the bullying that she had to face, tears would fell from her eyes. She used to feel so bad about the kind of bullying which Wanda had to face, and she did nothing about it. So this is it. The story conveys a beautiful message, the message of forgiveness. Although Wanda had to face a lot of bullying, she had to face a lot of mocking, but still she forgave everyone. She didn't have any kind of hard feelings against anyone. She was very kind and she forgave everyone. The story also conveys another message, that we should never hurt anyone's feelings. We should never laugh at others just because they're different from us. Respect and love are very important. So we should always, accept anyone wholeheartedly just the way he or she is. We should never hurt anyone's feelings, right? So yeah, that's all about it. If you like the video, then please subscribe to my channel.